Hey, cruisers, travelers, and friends. I want to give you my insider's lowdown brain dump on the Ensenada cruise port. A lot of this is going to be in my blog on the Ensenada excursions page, but updating it here, giving it to you verbally, and adding some insights that have occurred to me since I updated that blog as well. So this is going to be helpful if you're first time in Ensenada, if you're wondering how to get around, you want to hear from somebody who really lives here and does stuff every day, almost in the port when there's cruise ships. And not from a marketing video or somebody living in Florida who doesn't know Ensenada like an insider. I am Jesse in Ensenada and been here 15 years. So let's get to it. So Ensenada Cruise Port, first thing to note, it's not a tender port. So unlike Cabo and Catalina Island, you don't have to get a little boat to go there. So you have more time in port and it's easier to get off the boat, the ship, and you have less stress about missing the ship as the big hype they try and sell you. So keep that in mind. You can easily walk off. There's a couple of places where cruise ships dock. Two can dock at the same time. About twice a week we have two ships. So check that if you want to know the cruise port schedule. If you want to know what days are going to be super busy at the Bufadora downtown and where they're going to book out for private excursions. People with limited supply like our team or our massage studio. So it is a busy port with lots of, for our size of town, a busy port. Those cruise ships, of course, you guys have a lot of people on board and we love it. Ensenada's port is right downtown. So the great thing is you can easily walk downtown and get food. You can get tacos and some shopping. You can also get a quick, cheap shuttle right out the ship door. You can get a shuttle for $4 or $5. And they're gonna hustle you for cheap tours and other stuff organized on kind of a group bus experience. I have never done those, so I can't say. I always go for private, personal things. That's my style, and that's how I set up Ensenada excursions. But you'll get those options on the shuttle to town. There's two companies that drop off at McDonald's. I think that's Las Dunas. The other one, La Misioneros, goes to Pueblo Antiguo, like 2 blocks away. You could walk there. It's like 3 blocks. But hey, if you want to save the walk or you got some mobility stuff, that is a good way to go. Downtown is safe. I know there's a lot of questions about, is Ensenada safe? Is Baja safe? Walking around the downtown, very safe. I have blogs and videos on that you can check. Not just personal anecdotes, me telling you it's safe, me living here, doing things when I was silly when I was younger, drinking and not having problems late at night, putting myself in what you might consider vulnerable situations, no problems. And downtown also they have tourist cops, special police just to give reassurance. The biggest risks are really driving safety and credit card overcharges. Driving safety, get a private driver if that's something on your mind. And credit card stuff, there's a few places in my safety sheet download you can see where just avoid there. Garibaldi's, Senor, Pablo's, tacos come to mind. And then caution using credit cards in the Bufadora market. Sometimes stuff happens. But very safe in Ensenada, despite all the bad news about Mexico. A couple other things to know as well. When you get off the ship, it's an easy walk to downtown. You can just take a left and walk across the footbridge to the Malecon. It's our walkway with some smaller harbor, fish tacos, souvenirs there. At that footbridge also, you'll see the pickup point for massage, excursions, all the private companies like ours that pick up there. That's port security. It's also called Museo Caracol, Science Museum. Great for kids that kind of open later in the day. Not too expensive either. Across the street from there, quickly, there's the Riviera Cultural Center. It's an easy walk. And the bar claims to have invented the margarita. It's a competition between Hussongs. You can do all those walking or do a city tour or something like that. Other things to keep in mind, there's a big flagpole. The flag usually isn't flying. I don't know, it's usually in the laundry or what. But that's an easy way to orient yourself if you're walking, so you don't get lost. You feel like you're stressed out about missing the ship. Typically, ships port dock at 8. They let you, they're usually docked before that. They let you off by 8:15, and you can usually get to a pickup point like for massage or tours at 8:30 if you're in front of the line. 9 o'clock, usually no problem. So that's the schedule. And usually 4 o'clock, they want you back on the ship to leave at 5. That's the summertime. Sometimes the winter, it's a little bit earlier. Of course, businesses reputable like ours with 5 stars and TripAdvisor, Yelp, and Google always keep track of the port schedule, so they'll automatically adjust your day if there are any changes. You got your transportation options. That's probably the biggest thing off there if you're not going to walk. You can try to do like a Didi, which is the Mexican version of Uber. Pretty inexpensive. You got to download the app and do that. However, using that out to like the Bufadora or Valle de Guadalupe, a little bit questionable or risky, since they're, when you're out there, unless they stay and wait for you, you make a special deal and you trust them to stay. A lot of times there's no cars available, so you can feel kind of stranded and stuck. So cool downtown. Outside of downtown, you kind of flying a little bit risky there if you're worried about it. The private driver options, a bunch of businesses have those. You can look around, cruise port private driver, or you can rent cars as well. It's not that much cheaper than a private driver after you go through all the hoops and things. And for large groups, they're not as available. You can grab Wi-Fi downtown, a couple of cafes, Starbucks, of course. People love Starbucks, even though you get in the US, I don't know. If you want good coffee, Jacanda is a good place to check. I have a coffee blog too. And Ogaza, amazing coffee, great machines, great bread, run by my buddy Roger from Canada. They've got a couple locations around town on First Street for sure. You can also get coffee made in Baja real quick. Smart and Final might have it. Anyways, take home some coffee beans. That works on the boat. It's a good memory. I didn't even know coffee was made in Baja. I'm not sure where, but at least it appears that way. I drink it. I like it. Inexpensive, a good memory. Downtown shopping on La Primera, First Street. This is where everybody goes. This is where I go hang out with Lola sometimes. And easy to walk. Tons of coffee, tons of souvenirs, tacos, beer. So I like to say there are two ends. It's about 5 blocks long. One end is Riviera, big white building, cultural center. Going from there down to the other far end is basically Papa's and Beer. That's the anchor there. Papa's and Beer, a couple of sports bars around there. If you want to get your drink and party on, that's the place to go. I like to say, if you've never had the opportunity for an upside down tequila shot with a whistle blowing in your ear, that is your best opportunity in life probably. Or if you have already had that experience, or you can imagine it would not be enjoyable, just skip it. Next to Papa's and Beer is Hussong's cool Cantina. Worth checking out. But the other end of La Primera is the quiet end with sandwich shops, really nice little coffee shops and things sitting on the sidewalk. So easy to walk down there, pick the end you want to hang out in more. There's some souvenirs along the way. Guys in the street sell all kinds of random stuff, a lot of them weird. And the shops. One place I like to point out, I do have a blog on shopping too. I'll get a download guide at some point here. Casa Ramirez, great handmade stuff from all over Mexico. Mexico is super big. A lot of little cultures, nice handmade stuff. Even if you don't buy anything, those people are pros. They'll tell you like how it was made. It's cool just to do a little shopping experience there. Of course, you get your vanilla around town. Your smoked tuna, best souvenir, at the fish market. Other than the First Street there I just mentioned, the Mercado Negro, the fish market, cool place to walk around. That is an easy loop along the Malecon, through the fish market, crossing, we call it Costera Boulevard, pretty much over to Papa's and Beer, coming back to the Riviera. Yeah, that's a 2 or 3 hour walk if you're gonna stop and eat and hang out. Easy, cheap, free, safe. Other stuff, in terms of bargaining, some of the smaller shops, you can bargain stuff. You don't really need pesos, so don't stress on that. $20 bills or less. The Bufadora Blowhole is a kind of a cool place, but also a tourist trap. Every day people are hustling, selling, so please know that you will be sold a lot of stuff there. And even on First Street, the rest of Ensenada is not like that. But not everyone walks off those streets. Behind La Primera is a cool place, a little section called Via Mexico, Via Mexicana. It's just behind First Street, so it's between First and Second, La Primera y La Segunda. Cool little alleyways, cool old architecture, little shops. No one really goes there, so it's a nice change from First Street, which is more hustle and more polished to sell stuff. I highly recommend that. The Mercado Negro's got raw fish market. Raw fish, not something you can do much of, but the smoked tuna is amazing. And next to the Mercado Negro upstairs, grab some fish tacos with a view of the downtown. Let's see. Yeah, a little walking guide on the blog there, the webpage. There are some museums around town. La Riviera is a cool cultural center. It's got a tiny museum in there. Nice architecture. Across the street is Se Arte. There's also, on the other end, by Papa's and Beer, there's kind of a regional history museum Caracol Science Museum at the cruise port. Kind of geared towards kids, but pretty cool, hands-on exhibits. Hussong's is a decent cultural place. Beyond the cruise port, I would say the Valle de Guadalupe is amazing, a unique place in Ensenada. Wine tasting just off the ship. Wine country is cool. You can do private tours out there. Design your own, get a transportation, or get a package with wine tastings included. We can do that for you. There's a lot of stuff out there. This is basically, you can search for wine tours in Baja California, and Valle de Guadalupe is the name of that place. There are some off the ships too. The ships have pretty good ones in terms of value. They do go to the biggest places. They negotiate huge discounts, so not really friendly for local business, but it's a good deal for cruisers. You want something more personal and private? There's lots of options. We have them on our website, Viator. Just look for reviews online. Bufadora, of course, iconic, way out there, 35 minutes from port. It's worth a visit if it's your first time. I have a whole video and blog on that. And you want to just take an easy ride out there, see some natural beauty, see some countryside, walk through a market, and it's your first time. If it's not your first time, or none of that sounds super exciting to you, it's only worth it if you're doing something else, a combo with horseback, ATV, kayak La Bufadora, zip line, or a city tour. You can combo those, and hey, it's worth it. It's an experience. It's kind of like a county fair. People selling stuff, weird souvenirs, candied nuts, amazing cheese clams on an open grill. Like, for some people that's worth it. Other people are just like, stay away from the crowds. I'm kind of a stay away from crowd. It's a one and done for me to go to the Bufadora, even though I have to go there a lot now for other reasons. Most unique things in Ensenada, I would say the wine tasting by the Guadalupe, Pai Pai Animal Park. Being the chance to hang out with like baby tigers and spider monkeys and lemurs, pretty cool, especially for kids to get that memory in. The cruise ships are kind of down on it for animal welfare reasons. I've been there. It's clean. They treat the animals, I think, as well as you can animals in captivity. You're going to make a decision if you want to support that or not. It might be a life-inspiring experience for kids or for young folks. It is a little more expensive. We have a value ticket we've negotiated with them. That Pai Pai, super unique. Kayaking to the Bufadora, great experience. Wonderful views of the Bufadora. Best way to see the Bufadora, really. Other things that I think the massage excursion with port pickup is pretty unique. I know that my friend that runs Sandbar in Cabo, they have amazing ocean decks, but not private. Our rooms are private for Ensenada Massage. That is my other business, full disclaimer. You can see me around the socials. Jesse in Ensenada is my social handle. If you want to see me make fun of my other videos, and Lola. Tina's in a few of those. She's no longer around. My other dog. Those are probably the most unique stuff. The best souvenirs, I think, are vanilla, Mexican vanilla. Smoked tuna and marlin are amazing souvenirs. Take home some coffee. Olive oil if you go out in the Valle de Guadalupe. Cool thing to put in your kitchen every time you use it. You're like, oh yeah, I went to Mexico. It was great. There's a lot of silver. It comes a lot of silver in Mexico if you want to look for silver shopping stuff. Of course, not everything's real silver, so use your own judgment. Hopefully you know more than me about buying silver. A lot of tour options. I know the ships have excursions. You can find a lot of stuff on Viator as well. Get your guide. We put some of ours there. Super great app. Customer service outsourced to South Asia. Keep in mind, get your guide in Viator. Good options, easy app. They don't do anything. We do the work. So we put our tours there. They slap on a 27% commission. But it works if that is the experience you like. If you want to go local, support the small business, just look for reviews. There's a lot of places with good reviews. Ensenada Excursions is my team, Ensenada Massage. But there's many providers, friends of mine in the cruise port that you'll see as well. If you wanted to plan your own thing, just get a driver. But otherwise, have someone help you out for logistics, safety, and such. Ensenada weather is generally great. I love it. Pretty much like San Diego. Sun's coming out right now. It's about 7 a.m. Oh, wow. This is, of course, in May here. We usually get strong sun after 10, and it's mildly warm. I would say best choice in clothes is long sleeve shirt, pants if you don't like the cool. But I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm pretty much a shorts guy. I do like wool socks to keep my feet warm. The water temperatures, great in July, I would say August through November. Pretty coolish other times of the year. Coolish meaning for our surf lessons, we do have wetsuits, of course. Me being from Wisconsin, I pretty much swim without a wetsuit all year round. It's like a cheap cold plunge for all you biohackers, longevity folks. There are events in Ensenada occasionally. We get the Baja 500. That can be a traffic problem. And then the Rosarito to Ensenada bike ride. Most of your phones will have some Mexico plan stuff. Businesses like mine also use WhatsApp. Mexico, it's super popular. Everyone has it. Only like 50% of people in the US are on board with WhatsApp, but that should be free on the ships. Legally, marijuana is okay, but you won't see it for sale. There is a CBD shop, and it's legal at the federal level, but that really hasn't boiled down to local level, so don't go there if you want it stress-free. Water and food, it's safe. Health inspections, don't worry about getting Montezuma's revenge. That was my dad's thing. You're pretty good there. I haven't even heard cruisers complain about that on the socials. They mentioned occasionally about Cabo. Beaches near Ensenada, that's always a big topic. Playa Hermosa is close, but it's a long, ugly walk, or just get a ride there. So we do our surf lessons. Playa Pacifica is on the same beach, but just like half a mile down, more wild, no facilities. Hermosa is a city beach, so there's kind of horse doo-doo, and the bathrooms are not super clean. If you got a family, kids, ladies who like clean stuff, we take people to Estero Beach. The beach is free, bathrooms, restaurant access, and then the Estero Resort. Usually you can pay like an extra $20 there to use the jacuzzis and pools, but not always. Their policies are not regularly, they're changed, not implemented. And the other point there, the waves are very small there at Estero Beach, so it's great for swimming, especially if you got kids, you don't gotta worry about it. Playa Hermosa's got smallish waves and it's shallow for surfing, super easy, but most of the waves are pretty strong here. So Playa La Misión, Riptides, if you go up there. So those is my lowdown on Ensenada Cruise Port. I am Jesse in Ensenada, and this is Lola. She's my mascot for excursions and tours. So happy to help you out. Any private tours, massage with port pickup. Please feel free to share this video, comment with a question, anything you have that I didn't cover, so I'll leave it there for other people. You can download my port guide. I'll leave the link there. And we also have a safety guide. I know a lot of people think about safety, and now I get it. It's not just you, it's somebody in your group who's like whispering in your ear, hey, is Ensenada safe? And they won't have fun unless you convince them it's safe. So let me give them some information, including a poll and some real data, not just anecdotal local cool guy like me giving you my personal assurance, but like real data and other perspectives, particularly on the travel advisories from the U.S. State Department, which are issued for the entire Baja state and include Tijuana and Mexicali. Come check us out. This is the cruise port. We also do cross-border transportation, wine tours, and massage with port pickup and in the Valle de Guadalupe. Thank you so much. Hey, if you want to see more of me, follow me around the socials, Jesse in Ensenada, and say hi.